Greetings, mathletes. This is Mr. DC. Here's my voice. We're going to look at some adding and subtracting fractions using a common denominator. We're going to see how this works here. So first off, I'm going to start with little addition. We're going to take 3/4. We're going to add 2/3 to that. So in order to use common denominators, we got to find it. And we find that by using the least common multiple, LCM. And to do the LCM, we look at the multiples for the denominators. So I'll take the multiples of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And I'll do the same thing for 3. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And when I look at both rows, I can see that the lowest number in both rows is 12. So I'll go ahead and circle those two. We look at, this means that both fractions will have a denominator of 12. So in order for me to do that, I have to look at the 4, and we say what number times 4 would give me 12, and that's 3. And one rule is whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So times 3 there as well. Similarly, for what number times 3 would give me 12, and that's 4. And again, got to do the same thing to the top. When I do the multiplication for the numerators, we have 3 times 3, which is 9, and 2 times 4, which is 8. Now, let's say that you're not sure what to multiply by. One thing I've coached students on before is if you look at the multiples of 4, you'll see that the third number is circled. That's where the times 3 comes from. And also for the multiples of 3, it's the fourth number that is circled. So I will multiply the 3 by 4. So let's give that a little highlight there so you can see where those numbers come from. Numerators too. Got to do both. All right, now that I have my common denominator, we have like denominators, so now I can just add the number of pieces. 9 plus 8 puts me at 17 twelfths. Denominator stays the same. So now I've got this improper fraction, and we're going to change that into a mixed number. So the first question you ask yourself is how many times does 12 go into 17? Goes in once. So we also keep the denominator the same. And we got to figure out how many twelfths are left. So one whole thing of twelfths would be 12 twelfths. 17 take away 12, there has to be 5 left. So when I say 3/4 plus 2/3, the answer is 17 twelfths, or 1 5 twelfths. Okay, now we're going to move on to our second question here. We're going to do a little subtraction. So now we've got a mixed number, and we're going to take 5/8 away from that. Now, before we begin, what we should do is make sure that that mixed number is an improper fraction. So first thing we're going to do is convert it. So quick way to do it is take your denominator, multiply it by the whole number, and then add the numerator on top. So keep in mind that the denominator stays the same, so we're still going to deal in thirds. So 3 times 1 is 3, and then we're going to add 2 more, which is 5. So 5/3 is that as an improper fraction. And we'll leave the 5/8 there. So again, to get a common denominator, we need the least common multiple, or LCM. So we'll look at the multiples of 3 and 8. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and I'm stopping there. Similarly, let's do the 8. 8, 16, 24, 32. Again, I look at both rows and I see that the 24 is in both. So that means we're going to change our fractions. We're going to make the denominators 24. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, all right, 3 times what is 24? And that's 8. Remember that if you're not sure, if I look at the multiples of 3, 24 is the 8th number in that line. Same thing for the 8. It would be times 3. And again, 20 for the multiples of 8, 24 is the 3rd number in that line. Also, we have to look at the numerators as well, because whatever we do to the top, we must also do to the bottom. So, a little quick arithmetic here. 5 times 8 is 40. 3 times 5 is 15. And with the common denominator, we can subtract. So again, we're going to still be in 24ths, but I also need to subtract those numerators. So quick, 40 minus 15, that would be 25, 24ths. And if we want to convert that to a mixed number, how many times is 24 going to 25? It goes once. We keep the denominator the same at 24. So one whole piece would be 24 over 24, or 24 24ths. And when I take that away from 25, there's 1 piece left over. So 1 2/3 take away 5/8 would be 25 24ths, or 1 1 24th. That just about does it for these 2 questions. Good luck out there, mathletes, and don't forget to like and subscribe.